Finally, we stayed someplace for 3 nights. Finally.
That's the longest we've ever stayed somewhere.
It's the longest we've ever stayed somewhere this year. And maybe last year.
What about...
Is it true?
No, or last year were we in Morocco? Was that more than last year?
That was like
No.
last year.
Last year was 21.
Yeah.
So besides the village, I think 3 nights is the longest. Unless did we stay here for 3 nights when Toby ripped himself open?
I don't know.
At least 2.
Yeah, I did too.
But anyways, 3 is kind of, I wouldn't say a record, but definitely on the long end of where we usually stay. Like, it has to be really nice, or we have to be just
Or really free.
tired of driving, or really good deal. This place, not only did we stay here for 3 nights, this is our 3rd time in the last 12 months of staying here. And we came the first time in July, and we found out about this place on Park for Night, and then we were driving towards like all the beaches in Normandy. So we stopped here. People said it was good, and they were right. It was good. It was like brand new, free electricity, free water, free dump, free hot showers, free everything. So, you know, it was so good. When we came back from Ireland, we stayed here again after we got our extended range fuel tank installed. Speaking of which, super glad we have that now. I'm still running on fuel that I got in Spain more than a week ago, but I will need to get some extra fuel today though. I think that's unavoidable because we have about 200 miles, 220 miles to go, and I probably only got about 100 miles left on this tank. And I'll get probably 720 miles per fuel up. So we're gonna have to get some gas today. I probably have to put in like 15 gallons. What is that, like 50 liters or so? And that's gonna cost a hefty 100 and change US dollars for 15 gallons. So it's gonna hurt, but what's nice is that it'll be our last fuel purchase in Europe for this van. Perhaps forever, because I don't know if this van's ever coming back to Europe. We'll come back to Europe, but this van probably won't. Unless we, I don't know, anything can happen, I guess. But now we're leaving France. We're, you know, it was weird to take showers like every day. And
It's so soft and slippery.
we haven't done that for months. But, yeah, we also finalized our shipping while we're here. We are shipping out with a new shipper, new/old shipper. We have switched over to a different shipping company because of some recommendations we got, but they kept delaying our boat, and they weren't willing to let us be rescheduled on another boat. So we called our old shipper back, and we used that shipping agent's Belgian counterpart in Zeebrugge, and he got us on a boat that leaves on the 23rd. But the car, that's versus the 30th shipping date that our other shipping agent got us pushed to. So the car's got to be in there earlier though. The car's got to be in the port on the 17th. Ships on the 23rd. So that's a week before, I guess. And the other shipper only required us to bring it in there 3 days before. So we also booked an Airbnb for 3 days between the day before we drop the car off and then the day before we go to Brussels for our flight. So we got those 3 days taken care of. Now we got to take care of getting some carry-on suitcases, rolling suitcases for everybody. We got to figure out how to pack everything up, how to secure everything in the van. We're not gonna be able to do that yet though. We'll have to do that like literally the day or two before we drop the car off, because we still have to live in here. We gotta wash it because there can't be any dirt or debris, at least big chunky visible debris on the van. Otherwise US Customs will not like it. They're not as bad as Australian customs though, because I think Australian customs are really nitpicky about just every speck of dust on your car. You know, because they're an island. They don't want invasive species coming in. And I think that's pretty much it. And then we got to figure out if we have all the documents that we're gonna need for the cats, and then we got to figure out where we're gonna stay on the night before we fly, after we drive to Brussels, because we don't have a place to stay there. We want to get there the night before. Probably just a hotel, and then one more thing, probably a rental car. I think we need to get a rental car from Zeebrugge, pick up there, and then drop off in the Brussels airport. So that would be ideal. So that way we don't have to worry about like what do we do with the car or how do we get to and from the car. So those are the logistics. We're pretty close. I feel pretty good about how far along we've gotten. And every day as we get closer, we'll have hopefully have more and more stuff finalized. And of course, this shipping agent, this boat still could be delayed because as far as we know right now, it hasn't left for its journey across the Atlantic yet. So a lot could happen still.
This boat is also super direct. It only goes to Zeebrugge and Baltimore versus the other one that we were originally scheduled on. It was a longer period of waiting, so this is supposedly 10 days. There's no extra ports.
It's called Eurocor, EU Core. It's a Korean shipping company. So the name is EUKOR, so I assume it means like Europe to Korea. So the first time we shipped over here, we used Wallenius Wilhelmsen, which is one of the more popular ones. I've never heard of Ucor, but from the looks of it, they do a lot of shipping of Korean manufactured automobiles. And as you guys know, like Hyundais and Kias and all these new South Korean new cars have been super popular. They've gotten really good over the last 20 years, manufacturing quality. And people are really buying these cars. So I'm guessing from the boom of their automobile industry, you know, they have their own dedicated car shipping platform, Ucor. So that's who we're shipping with. And not heard of anybody who's used them, but I feel pretty good about it. I feel pretty comfortable, but you know, anything can happen still. So keeping our fingers crossed. Today we're probably 2 days away from Zeebrugge, so we still don't know where we're going to end up today, but we are slowly and surely making our way to the port. We just got gas at a Leclerc. We paid €100.03 to get 44 liters. That is at a cost of €2.273 per liter, which is $9.53 a gallon. Luckily, we only needed about 11 gallons, so it's okay.
Hopefully it'll be cheaper in Baltimore.
It's going to be cheaper by a little bit. If it keeps going up, it's going to start to catch up soon, but at least for now. It was $2.15 when we pulled into the gas pump, and while we're at the gas pump, the price changed. I was wondering why we weren't able to pump for a second, and then 5 seconds later, new price.
Got more money out of you.
If I had been here 1 minute earlier, we would have paid like €1 less, I think. Once again, we've made it back to the coast. We are now right across from England. As a matter of fact, this is a spot we've been before. We're here like July, right?
Yeah, like around the 4th of July.
Yeah. This is our first stop along the water when we came out this past summer, or last summer, I guess. Yeah, so July would have been eight months ago now. But again, this is another spot that we've been at before. Basically, we're here because we know that's good for the cats. That is our life now. Our life revolves around camping at places that the cats can explore. We're about 25 miles south of Calais, which is the town where the Euro tunnel takes people from France to the UK and vice versa.
People surfing.
Oh wow. Yeah. There's actually some swell in the water. You can see maybe about 5 guys out there surfing. I think there's a parking lot over there.
Yeah.
And then you just walk down to the beach from there. It's a little far from here. But I guess there's some waves breaking over here too. And there are people walking along this trail. We just saw a dog. But anyways, we've got about 100 miles before we get to Zeebrugge. We're gonna get over to just north of it on the Netherlands side of that area in 2 days. So it's either we stay here for 1 night or 2 nights, and then we'll just kind of drive straight there. I think I have just enough fuel after fueling up today to get this car to the port, and then have enough diesel to drive it around and find a place to fill up when we get back to Baltimore. It's another day of us documenting our trip back to the United States. Hope you guys are all doing well.